So in the holiday catalog, and I know it's not the holiday catalog, but that's what it'll always be to me because it's filled with holidays. There's Halloween, there's Christmas, there's Thanksgiving. That's holidays. So it's a holiday catalog. I know they want to call it August through December catalog, and too much wording. Holiday. They have some awesome Halloween stuff. Now, I have to admit, I was hoping for a cute little witch, but there wasn't one. But we got spiders and we got bats. So one of the sets in there, or the Halloween set, there's a couple that have other Halloween images, but this one is the suite, and it's the Hollows Night Magic. And I love this frame. I've used it several times. They've got some good sentiments too. Trick or treat, happy Halloween, magic in this air, open if you dare, and in this night, sorry. The bats, I love the lacy bats. They really show up better than the dark bats. And then those spiders, and where that white spot is, when you stamp it, it's white. So you could actually color that in red, and it could be a black widow spider. And to go along with that, you have some dies. Now these dies, the bats cut out the image there. Then there's the spider, and the spider cuts out the bigger one, not the small one. This is a fun edge. I've used it a couple of times. This piece cuts out this frame, but I've used the frame for other things. And then there's another frame. So I've used the two frames together and created like a black glitter frame on one of my cards for this week. So lots of ideas coming your way. And then they have this outline of a flower and a leaf. And you're going to say, why is that? But the reason being is it goes with one of the pieces of DSP. The other thing this has is a spider web embossing folder. I love this folder. I had a spider web before, but it was one big one. But this one is cute because you'll see I've used it today on one of my cards, and I've selectively placed my paper where I wanted it to be embossed. And then they have iridescent pearls. I keep calling them iridescent enamel dots, but they're pearls. And I love this because some of them are blue, and some are purple, and some are green. So it just depends on what you're looking for. So I selectively choose the ones I use on my cards. And then this is the glitter ribbon. Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. It is so cool, and it doesn't fray. The way they designed this, it stays together, because that was my fear, is it was going to fray and make a mess everywhere, but it doesn't. And I think I've tied a bow with it, but my favorite way to use it is to make a knot and just leave it as a knot. And then here's the DSP. The colors that they have in there are Pretty Peacock, Cajun Craze, and Blackberry Bliss. And this piece has the flowers. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this piece has the flowers in it, and that's where that flower comes in, because I've used it. My card on the blog tomorrow, oh yeah, Linda, it would be pretty on a Christmas card. And I made a fall card with it, not a Halloween card. So lots of fun things. And then there's that embossing folder, and so you can see what it looks like. I went over it with my white dot spot, you know, and made that. And then there are the gems, the pearls, and then there's that paper. I probably am going to use this, Linda, with snow paper also, because I think that would be very pretty with snow. I'm a big snowman, snow person. All right, so there's the product that I'm going to be using next month. I haven't picked out. I know I'll be doing the paper and the stamp set and the dies, but I haven't decided whether I'm going to do the embossing folder or there's black glitter paper, there's the pearls. Too many things to decide on. All right, let's get started with our first card. And here it is. And you're saying, well, how did you use an embossing folder on there? Maybe hard to see, but I did some debossing. Yeah, Linda Snow, wouldn't that be pretty? So this is going to deboss rather than emboss. So here are our measurements. And I did not deboss this because I wanted to show you how to do it. If you have some of that black glitter ribbon, that's great with this month's hygiene Halloween things. So when you want to use the debossing, and I'll tell you, I learned this the hard way. I put my paper in here and embossed it, and then when I took it out, this side was raised. I didn't want this raised. So when you emboss and you're going to use the debossing side, flip your paper over. And now see, you can strategically place your paper, like I can go up here and I can get that spider web at the top. And I'm going to have this one, and this one all on the paper. So let me run this through my machine and I will show you how it looks when it comes out. But ooh, good thing that didn't hit my foot. It was a block. That would have hurt. All right, I didn't take time to do this one because I wanted to show you how to do this. So if you're going to use the debossed side, see how this is raised? I didn't want the raised side. I wanted to use the debossed side. This is one of those patterns in the paper. So think about flipping your embossing folders over and use the debossed side. And what it means is there's indentations all over. And I did it on the paper because I thought it would be fun to show you how to use your paper in a fun way. Now this is a piece of Cajun Craze and it's 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to take and I'm going to attach this on here. And I'm going to go to my tear-in tape because this is embossed on this side and I am afraid it would not stick. So I'm going to add some tear-in tape to this. And I'm going to just do 3 strips. I'm getting really low. So I've got to get some more. I do have contraband if I run out. So, all right, so there's that. Now I'm going to burnish my ends. Take it off. Now this is one that you would have to add a panel to the inside so that you could write on it because I used a basic black card base. All right, get this underneath of here. Pull that off. All right, and then I'm going to put this on like this. Watch your flowers on this. These to me, if I put it on this way, it would be okay because this is a perfect square. This is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. But if you put it this way, that's kind of upside down. So, and it's sticking to me, so I've got to stop this or I'm going to rip the paper. So let me get this down like so. And I'm leaving a little tiny edge, top and bottom. All right. Then I took a piece. Oh, and I grabbed the wrong one. Darn. Okay, well, that's all right. I'll put it this way. This is Cajun Craze, and I know it's hard to see, but there are roses all over this. Now, this has got some distressing on it. I wanted one more like this, that's more where you can see the pattern. But I cut the wrong edge when I did this. So this is going to go on, and it's going to butt up right against that other piece. So I've designed this. This one is 1 1/4 by 3 7/8. I designed it so that they would butt up against each other because it's easier. And I'm just going to turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. But butt it right up against it, like so. All right, and that's on crooked. Oh well. All right, to hide that seam, I pulled in some of that black glitter ribbon. This is another one of my favorites, but you know me, I love my glitter. And I just wanted to strip down the side to hide that seam. So I'm going to use my tear-in tape to add it to the back. And I have a feeling before my new one gets in here, I'm going to have to resort to contraband because ribbon has to go on to me. Hi Eileen, with sticky tape or it doesn't stick. All right, now to get this on and in the right place, flip it back over, and then I take and I kind of center that ribbon over the seam and I fold one edge back and stick it down. Then I do the same thing with the other one, but I do it from the front so I can make sure that it's on there straight. And now I'm going to take and add tear-in tape on the top. Linda, I've been doing this for years and it's the only way I attach my ribbon because when I first started, I would attach ribbon and 2 days later it would be coming off. So not my favorite thing. I'm gonna get my card base ready, and this is just basic black, 8.5 or 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I've got that ready to go, and we're gonna glue this down. And I'm going to put this on, and I chose the basic black so that the focus would be on that paper that's debossed. So we've got that. Now, to do my sentiment, I have a scrap paper here, and I stamped it in basic black, or the memento, not the basic black, memento. All right, I stamped it in there like so. All right, then when I took, what I did is I used I used the label punch, I think it's Fancy Label is what it's called, and I punched this out, and I just kind of centered this right in the middle. I got to turn it, make sure, and I punched it out. This is a great punch. Oh my gosh, and the stamp set that goes with it, Many Mates, oh, I use that a lot. So then I'm going to take my dauber, and I'm just going to sponge around the edges because this was kind of harsh when I put it down on the card. So I just sponged around the edges. I'm going to add some dimensionals on the back so it's popped up. Sticking to me. And one in the center, only because I know when it goes through that machine, the machine is going to crush it. Make sure those are down good. Then I'm going to take my pokey tool to take my backs off. All right, there's that one. Get it. Well, doggone, it's sticking to me like crazy. All right, I'm going to flip it over. Oh, there must have been pieces on my mat because it's on the front. Just adds a little interest. And then to really finish it off, I'm going to add some iridescent pearls. And I'm going to go for ones that have kind of a black look to them. And I'm going to sprinkle them on. So pick and choose your pearls. Hey, you know what I discovered the other day? I was doing this and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even realize this. These are bigger than these down here. So I've been using all the big ones thinking they were all the same size. So know that they're not. These are smaller than that. So as you can see, I don't have many big ones left, but these are large enough that it won't matter. So there's the first card with debossing. I think that's a cool technique. You can do this on anything. I just chose to use the DSP to kind of show how you can add some interest to your DSP. And if it's a really busy background, great way to kind of tone it down some. So there's our first card. And here's our second card. All right. And this one, I used the dies. And what I did was I cut out my, thanks Linda, from the glitter paper, the spider, I can't think, all right? So I cut out the spider. Then I decided, you know, you can emboss shapes, but let me tell you, I've learned how to do this the hard way. What you want to do is you want to cut out your shape first. Then you want to emboss it. And believe me, I have embossed it and then cut it out. An entirely different look. But once you get your shape cut out, then you can strategically place it on your embossing folder to get your spider webs where you want. Like if you want just this one big one, you can put it here. You can put it up here. So I strategically placed it so I had one spider web there and one down there. Thanks. I like the silver too. I felt it needed something. This one is a quick card. Let me get my dimensions out for you, my measurements. And you start off with a pretty peacock base, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I will tell you, I've used this paper and made a card, and it was not Halloween. I made a general card. So you can use this paper, this one, and this one has spider webs on it, but you know, they have fall cards. Same thing with that, this. I've used this to create a fall card. So it'll go into the fall for you. Right. The next thing you need is a piece of Whisper White, and that's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And to that, we're going to add the Magic in This Night Designer Series paper. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. So again, a little tiny border. I sometimes find the little tiny border is very, it really gives a pop to a project. All right, so I've added my paper, and then I'm going to make sure I put it on this way because I think this way is the way it should be. But who am I to say? It can be either way you want. All right, so I'm going to add some glue to the back of this, and I'm going to put this down. And the reason I added the white is when I put this paper on here, it was lost. You really didn't notice it. So I added the white to it. This I'm going to put on with dimensionals. And this one you're going to have to add a bunch of dimensionals on here, because if not, this will collapse when it goes through the machine in the mail, and your recipient will get a flat one. So, and I thought I had cut enough of these before I started. But I forgot I have 2 that needed it. I thought I'd cut enough for this one. I forgot the other one had dimensionals on it also. All right, got that on there. That was another reason I chose the silver. And you know what? I put that on the wrong way. Oh well. See, look. Oh my goodness. It'll just have a different look from the other one. When I send it to the grandkids, they'll never know. They're just happy to get a card. I talked to Remy the other day. Yesterday, Jess and I were talking about one of their crates that I send them. I send them kiwi crates. It's their birthday present every year. So I do it for a year. And we're going to add this to our card. And we got to keep it towards the bottom. And so I was telling her that it was going to be delivered. And Remy took over the phone. And she said, Gigi, when are you coming up here? And I said, I'm coming on Thursday. Yay! When are you sending me a card? I said, well, I figured I was coming. I didn't have to send a card. Well, you send me one as soon as you leave. And then she said, and you send one to Mommy and to Logan and to the other kids and everybody. I went, yes, ma'am. She is one smart aleck little girl. Okay, I'm going to stamp my Happy Halloween, and it doesn't matter if it's crooked because I'm going to cut it down. I love this image because it's long, and I love the font that they used on it. All right, I'm going to try my trimmer. Hopefully it works. I know that I have, need to clean it up. Let's see. I usually do this on my big, let's see if I put it there. Oh, I can't do that. I got to do this on the big one. Yeah, she is definitely spunky. Sorry guys, I got to do this on the big trimmer. I can't line it up because I stamped it crooked. It will not take me long. I just whip through it really quick because I've done it so much. So I will have to send her some cards. All right, and I have some made, and I was going to send it since Jess has moved in with Logan. There are now 5 kids involved. He has 3. So my card making is going to really take off here. All right, so I'm going to add my sentiment, and I didn't pop that up because I wanted the emphasis here. So there's that. There. And now this, I am going to put this on with a dimensional, and I love the size of this because a half a dimensional fits right in the middle. So if you have the minis, you can use the minis in there. And I stuck it right in here. I'm going to move it because I want to see both spider webs on this one. That one I only had 1. And there's the second card. So with them, we did a debossing with a embossing folder, and we did embossing a shape. Just remember, cut your shape first. So 2 ideas for embossing folders, and like I said, I have 1 more card for you next week with embossing folders, and then I'll be looking for something else. Thanks, Linda. I thought they were cute. The kids will love them.